Welcome to AWC Armwrestling, presented by Flashman Productions. We're your hosts, Dustin and Trey. So we're Flashman Productions. We're a local Austin, Texas event production for arm wrestling. We have a podcast, we do documentaries, and we create events. So we just wanted to share that with everybody else. We're doing this to help AWC out for AWC 4 that's coming up. And one of the athletes we have here, Krasimir Kostadinov. All right. It's good to see you. Thank you for agreeing to do it at this time. I know for me, this is the first time trying to schedule an interview, with two different countries. So getting the time, it was not the easiest thing, but I'm glad you were easy to work with and we got it done. So just tell us who you are, where you come from, and how you got into arm wrestling.
Krasimir Kostadinov from Bulgaria, 37 years old. I've been competing for 20 years already. 9 times world champion, 10 times European champion, 5 times Zloty 2 champion. And from a few years, I'm competing very recently, very often in different super matches. And next week, my opponent is Franco Lamparelli.
Very good.
Can I ask, did you start in local events? And do you still pull tournaments now, like locally?
I still compete at some local events. I started with the national championship 2005. Back then, I got in junior class, I got 4th with left and 3rd with right.
Awesome.
And I immediately fell in love with the sport, and I said to myself that one day I will be the best in this sport.
So you've competed in tournaments all the way through this whole time?
Yes. The first years I was competing about 10 tournaments a year.
Oof.
Right now, 4 or 5 tournaments a year.
Oh, okay. So you still like competing in tournaments and super matches. Is there like a difference for you in the preparation, or do you treat them the same?
Yeah. There's difference because when I compete at European or World Championships, my opponents will be different, and there will be some hook pullers, there will be some top rollers, and I prepare the whole my arm and everything, wrist, biceps, pronation, everything. And for example, for this match right now, I'm facing a good top roller, and I'm mostly focusing on my wrist and fingers, not so much on my biceps and pronation.
Which do you find more joy in, tournament pulling or super matches?
Actually, I prefer tournament pulling.
Oh.
Yeah, for me,
I feel the same way.
We're the same way.
Same conversation. Just because you get to touch a lot of hands, and the act of not knowing is fun to prepare for.
Yes. And the most interesting always is the open class, when you mix heavy guys with the lighter guys. This is part.
I assume you've won quite a few overalls.
Yes, in Bulgaria, many overalls. All over the world, a few.
Interesting. What weight do you feel most competitive at?
100 kilos, 105 kilos.
Excellent. What weight are you competing against Lamparelli?
Right now, I'm 104 kilos. He will be 115. I agreed to pull him on this weight, at this weight.
So would you say your preparation was more for someone who's gonna be a little bit heavier than you, or did you feel like you just trained the same?
No, just my preparation is for top roller. When I put
okay.
Mostly focus here, fingers, wrist, side pressure. When I'm pulling somebody in hook, I'm mostly focusing biceps, pronation, and side pressure. Not so much wrist and fingers.
Interesting. So you don't necessarily train for where you're going to take the match. You train for where they may take the match.
I'm hook puller, and with right arm, I only go for the hook. And for example, right now, 80% of my training is hook versus top roll.
Mhm.
and 20% hook versus hook, just in case if he goes inside at some point of the match, I need to have something in the hook as well. But
Very interesting.
yeah,
With that being said, can you tell us something about your opponent?
he's competing longer than me, I think. Maybe he started a few years before me. So he's been at the international stage for a very long time. Very experienced, with very solid hand. This guy is extremely hard to be top road, but I'm not going to top row him. I am trying to hook him. So he's extremely good against the top rowers, but against hook pullers, depends on of the hook puller. I hope I will have the strength to curl him inside.
Yeah, we're both athletes, so we're very interested in knowing, the psychology of the guys at the top. Do you find it hard to force a top roller inside, or do you find it easy to make a top roller turn over? Just trying to get them to the side might be harder. Which part do you find you need to train harder?
The most difficult part is to curl the top rower. Once you curl him, most of the times you finish him easy. But the hard part is to be able to curl him. That's why I focus so much here on the fingers and on the wrist.
So containment, right?
Yes.
Maximize containment.
Yes.
What are your plans for the rest of the year, win or lose?
In June, there's going to be the European Championship. And after that, in September, I think, the World Championship. These are the two events that I want to participate. And maybe one or two more super matches. Depends how I feel.
Did you have to qualify for the European Championship?
Usually, to qualify for the Europeans and World, you have to be first and second, or second at the national championship. But the thing is that this year, the national championship is next week, when I'm pulling Franco Amparelli.
Okay.
But I think that I will be allowed to pull Europeans and Worlds, because last year I became European and World champion. Okay. So I think that our president of the federation will let me pull there even without pulling nationals.
Yeah, that makes sense to me for sure. I mean, the champ should be able to show up and compete.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you competed under AWC before in the past?
Yes, once against Matt Musk, and he beat me bad.
Yeah, he looked pretty good last weekend against Ungerbayev.
Yes, very impressive win.
Where did you think that match was going to go?
I thought that it could go that way, but most likely for me it was like it's going to be Matt will have the control, but Ungerbayev will stop him here, and they will have some fight. And
yeah, we both thought that Ungerbayev would win.
Yeah. In the sport and in life, you never know.
Right.
Well, one of the missions of Flashpin is to give back to the community. And in spirit of that, what's one piece of advice you'd like to leave us all with?
That, a week ago, a very nice thought came up in my mind, that even the biggest talent in the sport is just a dust in the wind of the consistency.
So consistency beats talent.
Dust in the wind of consistency.
Yes.
So consistency is everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So even if you feel like you're not gaining anything, stick with it, and you'll get there. Get there.
Yep. Steer the course.
Fantastic.
Believe the process and give everything you have, and sooner or later it will happen.
Awesome. What would you say is the most pivotal thing that you learned, that kind of light bulb moment, you were like, that helped you get to that next level in arm wrestling?
2000,
You're gonna have to think way back.
2011, I met the Bulgarian legend Ivana Bajiev. He was trainer of the national weightlifting team. I don't know if you are familiar with weightlifting. Maybe you know this guy. But under his, when he was coach, they broke 450 world records for 20 or 30 years. So he made about 90 or 100 champions. He's just a legend. He's the coach of the coaches in the world.
Yeah.
And I met him 2011, and he totally changed the way I was thinking about the sport. He explained me that if you want to be very good or the best in something, you should concentrate extremely on that thing. If you try to concentrate on a few things, the adaptation in the body is not happening, or it's happening super slow. So if you want to be good in arm wrestling, just pull on the table or just do 2-3 exercises, no more. You don't need gym lifts, you don't need bench press, you don't need cardio. Just concentrate on the things that you're doing on the competition.
With that being said, what's your gym training like now?
I'm just doing 3 exercises right now. Biceps with pronation, side pressure with bend, and wrist with a thick handle from up.
Right, so that helps you train that containment.
Yes.
Right, specific for top roll. And when you say you train those 3 exercises, what does a weekly split look like?
I'm training 3 times a day.
Same 3 moves 3 times a day.
Yes, just let me explain you. In the morning, I train wrist and fingers and side pressure. After that, in the afternoon, I go to the table with my junior team, and some of them are holding me with 2 hands like this or like this, or with belt around the body, and they beat me. I try to curl them and they take my wrist, for example. We train on the table for 2 hours, but it's not real arm wrestling. It's just specific training for arm wrestling. This is the part that most of the people don't understand. We don't pull, we don't hurt each other. We just train on the table. Yeah. And after that, in the evening, I do another 2 hours of arm wrestling specific training.
Okay. And you're not practicing in this specific training. You're not at the table banging with another good guy and pinning each other. That's not part of it.
Yeah, we do this sometimes, but very rare. I do it every 2 weeks or once a month, something like that, because you get too much damage from this.
There's the jewel. Yeah. There's the jewel. Damage, yeah. We do a lot of damage.
We damage each other a lot, and it's helped when we go to tournaments, but I think now we need to do what you're saying and just start going to specific and, making us each stronger in those lanes.
If you are 15, 16 years old, all that damage may be useful, but when you are over 30...
Yeah, we don't recover the same no more, for sure.
Yes.
Very good. I think that's all I had. Once again, I want to thank you so much for meeting with us, taking time out of your day to talk, and we're excited to see that match next weekend, April 12th, AWC4. Do you have any social medias that you want to shout out, or where people can check out any of your content?
And Facebook.
Yeah, very good, very good. I think we'll post everything up for you, and we'll see you next weekend.
See you guys.
Thank you for your time and attention. Have a great day.
Yes.